Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Air Hauler with me, your Herd 37. So we've been flying around the DC-8, and like I said, I wanted to try out to get back into the L-1011 TriStar, so we're going to try to do that. This plane is up here in Juneau. It's been here, dude, this thing's probably been here a year, literally almost a year, if not actually a year. And I found this job going down to Kansas City. I was actually going to tried this last week. We had like one or two going down to Honolulu and then back, I think, or something like that. But I couldn't quite get it to work. And then I started messing with something. I think I may have figured something out with the fuel to get this thing to actually run and not run out of fuel. So I'm going to try that. It's actually a little over 2,100 miles, all said and done. So I already got this thing loaded up. All right. L-1011 TriStar, this is the Pan Am livery. I've already moved myself up there. And I had to offload a ton of fuel. So now we got like 2,544 nautical miles worth of fuel. And we actually want to start fairly early because we're flying way out to the east. Let's go like 8 o'clock in the morning. And, well, yeah, we got to pick the gate. There's one heavy, 14, and we'll go ahead and move on over to the plane. Alright, everybody, here we are at the plane. Haven't seen this plane. Oh, I haven't seen this plane in a long time. That guy's gonna get. It's not gonna go good for that guy. I don't think I can really. I can't back up, so I'm probably gonna have to take this guy out. One other thing, it seems kind of, doesn't it? I always was thinking it was like a longer plane. It just seems like a wide body, but it seems so short and stubby. Does it not? It seems that way. I don't know. Alright, but we'll jump in. We'll turn on the parking brake. And we'll turn on the APU. The battery is on. We'll turn on the APU. Turn master power on. Hit start. Air bleed it. And it actually starts up right away, which it technically shouldn't, but alright. Alright, and so I always lose this switch. We need to turn on everything over to the APU. There it is. Goes over to the APU. You do have external power, but I don't know that actually does anything in this plane. I've tried it a little bit ago and I didn't really see anything. Let's turn some of these off. That stuff is off. Alright, now, our fuel, this is what I've been having problems with. Our fuel, I've got 89,258 pounds, right? Now, you'll see, it's got these 4 tanks listed. I said lifted. And I have never been able to, let's see, is that 2 left inboard? Let's zoom in here. Because I haven't been able to get this to work. 2 left inboard. This is the transfer. This is another. That's a 1A, 3A transfer, tank 3A, and 2 right inboard. I can't. But see, it's got these 4 tanks listed. And we're going to go over to, let's see, fuel and payload. Check the fuel. There seems to be 2 main tanks, actually. It's external 1 and external 2. You'll see it has more listed than those 4 tanks, because it's got the actual tanks. And I don't understand at all how you're supposed to do some of that crap to load it up. But there does seem to be these 2 main tanks. So we'll see they're the largest one. External 1 and external 2. It's 53,968 in each of those. So those are the biggest tanks. And that's what we're actually going to put our fuel into. We're actually just going to use those 2. So like I said, 89,258 in each tank there, divided by 2, that is 44,000. That is not what I wanted. The percent, that would be bad. 44,629. They'll actually put a little bit more than that. I don't know what, just 3 pounds. I don't know why it has to do that, but it's not a problem. 44,629, and then we'll take all these other ones to 0. Yeah, down here. Left tip. See, I just can't understand the fuel configuration. Doing it any other way. Alright, so it gives us actually like, what is that, 6 pounds more? That's alright. We should actually change the payload because our payload is actually 46,711. It's over by 100 pounds. We'll leave it alone. Alright, you can see these 2 inboards are now empty. We're going to click those pumps off and we're going to hit these right here. And continuous ignition. Let me back up here so we can see our gauges, and I also need to get to the fuel. Cut off switches. I should have looked at. We need the beacon on and nav lights. I don't think we need this nav, not the strobe. I'm gonna hit up engine 2 first. I'm gonna wait for that to get up to about 16 or so. Parking brake is on. See, I've never been able to get this done. Always had such problems, couldn't get these things started. But I think when you put the fuel in those 2 main tanks, the external, it seems to work. They don't shut off. Alright. Go for 3 right here. And 16. I can't remember. I think it's actually 18, but I always do it a little early. 18 seems too long. Alright, looks like that one's going. I'll give it just a second. Alright, sounds good. Engine 1. There's 16. And voila, it's like the first time I've ever been able to get that to work correctly. Alright, we'll go ahead and move this over to Gen 2. And close the bleed air, stop the APU, and turn that master switch off. Now, I don't know why these fuel pumps are on, why those came back on. Maybe those come on, that's that clicking sound as when you start them up, I don't know. Alright, DLC auto spare, that's the thing that always screws us up on the landing, so I'm going to go ahead and take it off right now. Window heat and our probe heat. Alright, so that's all good. I do believe. Reset my altimeter. Let's bring up the FMC. Yeah, there we go. Flight plans. Looking for PAJN. By the way, we're going to, I forgot to say, but Kansas City, and we have scenery for that. I really do like that scenery too. In fact, I think next time in Air Hauler 2 or something, we'll use Kansas City instead of Wichita or something. Alright, that's the one we want. Activate and execute. Departures and arrivals, we're going to take off on 26, I do believe. Yeah, 26, and Alice 4, transition to SSR. And arrival, we're going to use, I think, was it? Yeah, 19 right. And we're not going to use a star. The star went like straight over to the airport, so we're not going to use the star. If anything, we'll use a GPS or something. I might actually have to do that because I don't have any trust in this thing putting in the other waypoints, actually. So I might have to look at the ILS when or GPS when we're coming in. There we go, perfing it. Reserves, let's just say 5. Cruise altitude, let's go to 34,000. Execute that. And there's no way to check it, you know, this plane. Alright. Sometimes I can't get anti-skid to go on. Let's see. So it'll give me the warning about the anti-skid. It says electrical system as well. I'll check that. And the auto spoilers is because we turned that DLC off. Electrical system. I've never seen an error for the electrical system. I have no idea what would be wrong with that. Like like I said, I've never actually seen that. This external power. There seems to be power. The APU obviously doesn't have power, but that's fine. I have never seen electrical system warning on there. Alright, let's get all this set up. Move over here, we can see it better. Alright, we're gonna hit this over to nav. I don't know the V2 speed, so I'm just gonna go ahead and set this to 240. Alright, our heading, runway heading, is going to be 262. Alright. Flight director sync. Both those on. We're going up, like I said, to 34,000. There we go, 34,000. We're gonna arm that. And also arm the nav. It says I can't remember. I can't remember how to exactly to get that. I don't know if you can arm the vertical speed. I think maybe you do. Maybe that is how you do it. We'll climb at 24,000 or 2,400 feet a minute. I don't know what electrical system. I don't know why that is giving me an error. Let's bring up the GPS. I'll go ahead and resize that. I don't know why they have it so big when you bring it up. It's kind of ridiculous. As you can see, you can turn it on GPS or nav. We're just going to use the nav. Well, I probably might have to use that up when I get to Omaha is the last waypoint. And since it's probably not going to put in other waypoints in between there and to bring us right into ILS. See if I can even remember what Omaha is. It's OVR, so there is one in between that. 116 miles though? Maybe it is gonna bring us in like that. Maybe it will bring us in good. Yeah, well, it's got us at 336. I don't know. So we can't step through it though. We'll check it. Alright. I don't remember my taxi lights. Alright. Split that taxi light. Close you that way. Parking brake is off. Alright, let's go ahead and start our taxi.
Flaps 4. Flaps 10.
Can't remember the next setting.
Flaps 18.
We use 18. It's not the longest run in the world. We can probably get out of here with 10, actually. I'll just...
Flaps 10.
This taxiway right here. I gotta say one thing. I hate this trim wheel because we gotta trim this for takeoff, and this takes forever. I don't know who thought that was a good idea, but... takes so long to freaking trim it. take care of it in just a second. I say the visibility is crap here in Alaska. It's usually really nice right here in Juneau. I don't think I've ever seen the weather so bad. I wish there was a really good rain effect. Like on the windshield. Can't remember. Let's see how I gotta get lined up here. Alright, so it's off to the right a little bit. I've been in Juneau a lot lately in all my different series. Like Flying Alaska, FS Passengers around the world, and now Air Hauler again. It's a great airport. It's Orb X. Like I said, Kansas City will be by tropical soon. Alright, we're gonna go all the way down to the end also. I do want all the runway, although we're not really all that heavy. Especially because of the fuel. At least the plane rolls now. If you remember originally, there's a huge problem with getting this thing to even budge. You have to go almost like full power sometimes to get it to roll, just the taxi. They fixed that. I think this is, I think they've done 2 updates at least. I know they did 1. I'm thinking they've done like 2 though. Should have gone out further. Alright, let's go ahead and put on the parking brake because this is going to take just a little bit. I don't know why they have it so difficult to trim this. You know, you just slide the middle mouse button, but it's, you can see how long it takes just to trim it a little bit. We do need to trim it. She'll give you an error too. Really annoying error if you don't trim it. You don't forget it. I'm gonna put it right there at about 5. See if it's still. It still has got electrical system. I have no idea why electrical system. We're on Gen 2. It's not gonna make any difference. I don't know why that always moves. You switch it. Could it be anything up here? I don't think so. Unless it's going to say that. No. That's on for the climbing. Like I said, you can't ever get that on. I don't... Though it does say armed. Alright, we're going to get on the runway here. Strobes on. Landing lights are on. There is nobody. So go ahead and get on the runway. Come on, girl. Roll for me. There we go. That's the first time I've ever seen an electrical system warning on here. I don't quite understand that. Let's see if we can't get lined up here. Oh, we lost our speed. Completely lost our speed. And that's why can't get lined up. It seems like the plane is really listing to the right. Could be just my imagination, though. I hope so. Alright. Are we anywhere near the middle? Yeah, we need to be a little more to the right. That's alright. Alright, everybody, cutting back in here. I took off, got to about 4,000 feet, and FSX froze. I have no idea why, but she froze, so I had to reset everything. But got everything re-put in, and we can go ahead and take off now. I can't remember the last time FSX froze on me. Froze on me today, though, that's for sure. Don't need that happening. Alright, airspeed's alive. We're extremely light. I found that out the last takeoff. It doesn't take much to get up. Go ahead and let her get up. It was hard trying to control her left and right down on the ground like that. Alright, pause the brake. Gear's coming up.
Gear up. Flaps 4.
Alright, gonna try and keep her around 2,500 feet. Been on the climb here. I brought the nose down a little too much. Let's turn on the auto throttles. Autopilot. Or take control here for a second. Flaps are up. Take a look at Juneau. Bad weather in Juneau. I'm afraid to go out there again. That's what happened last time. I came back in, then I looked at a couple things, and she froze on me. Not good. Go ahead and turn the taxi light off. We use continuous ignition while we are climbing. I usually don't use that on anything, but I think technically you are supposed to use continuous ignition on ascent and descent. I'm not totally sure though. If you know better, go ahead and tell me. Got her set to 240 knots. Of course, using the nav. Climb up to 34,000. Oh, that little thing disappeared. Daggone it. I don't know if I can bring that back at all. I kind of like having that thing there sometimes. I thought you could bring that thing back somehow. I don't know. Maybe you can't bring it back. It's easy to click stuff using that. I don't know what the pop-ups are. There's the GPS here. Great. So there is no pop-up for the GPS apparently. What in the world? I know we've got it something here. Are you kidding me? How do we not bring up the GPS or anything? Well, that sucks. Here we go. Oh, she doesn't have my... Oh my goodness. Alright, let's... well, it's not going to have the waypoints in now, is it? Oh my goodness. Oh, can I not enter anything either? There we go. This is horrible that I have to do it this way. It's not going to have my waypoints and stuff in there. Although I guess it doesn't anyway. So it's technically not any difference. KMCI. Resize this real quick. Not having that little view thing up here kind of sucks, actually. I like having that there. Alright, let's look at down here at the FMC. We are headed still the SSR. Then we'll turn a little more south and east. Now, see, it says we'll have no fuel, but that changes when we start at our cruising altitude. Alright, we're past 10,000 feet because we've had working with other things. Let's slow our ascent down as well. Go down to 2,000 feet a minute. We'll move this up to 300. I'm not sure we'll be able to hit 300 and climb to 2,000 feet a minute. It seemed like she was having trouble holding 240 when we were climbing to 2,500 there at the end. Well, she's going to do it just fine, I guess. Here we make our turn to SSR. And out to the southeast. Well, hopefully we don't run into any more problems. But hopefully we don't have any problems when we get over towards Omaha. This could be a problem. Let's go ahead and speed it up and be back in just a little bit. Alright, everybody, let's slowed it down. We are not going to make this at all. We got 12 miles to get down like 17,000 feet. That ain't happening. And I want to bring up, let's see if I can bring up the GPS as well. See, I tried earlier to put in waypoints, but I simply don't know how to with this thing. Our kind of screwed. That's our runway right there. So I think we can switch over to heading mode. Right? Yeah, that's gotta be 19 right. Wrong way. Let's go like 120. There we go. I hit nav. I didn't need to. But that's the 19 right, so we just gotta kind of just fly around in a circle, really. Let's also, very quickly, let's get the ILS frequency for 19 right. 109.1, 109.1. So I'm gonna put this in. There you go, 109.1, so that's ready to go. So we're gonna pause around 3,000 feet. I should have checked the elevation because I'm a little worried. Let's actually move that up a little bit. Because I don't know the actual elevation of the airport. I'm sure it's probably not at sea level. I wish you could see the heading on this thing, but you can't. You have to move the range up. Because to the bottom. That really sucks that you can't see it towards the bottom there. I really wish you could see to the bottom because it's. I really need to be able to see my runway, or at least the approach. Alright, looks like it comes from over here. So 010 should be basically straight away from it. Since it's 19, it's actually 190189 for the heading of the runway. Alright, we're about to hit 10,000 feet. And put the landing lights and the strobe light on, or taxi light. These spoilers are armed, auto brakes are also armed at mid. Who knows whether or not I'll be able to land this thing. Put that in radio. I'm kind of worried about the landing as well. I'm not real confident. I haven't flown this plane in a year. It's not like we landed it well earlier when we were flying it. Of course, we had the DLC crap. So I don't have to worry about that anymore. Alright, probably start... Start turning back towards the runway now. We're 22 miles out. Slow this descent down a little bit as well. And our speed. Slow her down to 180. So I wish I could see the approach. It would really help so I could know exactly where to come in. Alright, we'll fly up here in this direction for just a little bit. I'm 24 miles out from the runway.
Flaps 4.
Get some flaps out at speed. Okay, let's go ahead and stop at 4,500 actually. Since we're so far out, I don't know how fast exactly we're supposed to be descending to hit that mark, but my god, we're way off. It's a good thing we have a GPS in here as well, because I think I'll have to put in some user waypoints or something. I don't know that you can and have this plane operate correctly.
Flaps 10.
Start turning it a little bit. Speed is dropping. See if we can still see it here. That one right there. Come on, auto throttles. I'll let it go down to 4,000. Don't need to descend. That's the one that automatically that descent rate. I'll let it get down to 160.
Flaps 18.
Start heading towards the runway now. Dip below that? What the hell? Come on, plane. What are you doing? Unreal. I don't know what was going on right there. I'd like to be able to... Here we go with the approach. Looks pretty good. Maybe we can go ahead and Turn on the localizer. 35, just because I'm worried about being too high. See, we're off to the left a little bit. See if we can get the localizer. I don't know if we can. There, it did apparently get it. Glide slope is above us. Pretty daggone nervous about landing this thing. Like I said, it's been forever. I don't know why this thing is struggling so bad, keeping altitude. Hopefully she'll get it here. Thank God for the GPS, or we'd be really screwed. I just reset the altimeter. It's got to sit 300 feet higher. I don't know. Well, I guess we're 16 miles out. This will be an adventure, I'm sure. Normally I try to keep it around 3,000 feet right here, so I'm sure we're going to be exceptionally low, although the elevation of the airport is probably a bit higher, at least several hundred feet, I would imagine. And this thing is really struggling keeping at this certain altitude. 14 miles out. I have no idea how far that's got to be. What? I would figure 8 miles to 10 miles from there to the runway. And as we get closer, we'll have to slow down. I do not know the landing speed. I mean, this thing was wanting to take off around 120, so it's got to be down near there. That just seems extremely low to me. Which is another thing about this plane, not knowing how fast or slow you need to be. Didn't know in the DC-8 either, but actually fairly successful with that plane. Although the last few landings were kind of crappy. Miles out. You can see it at 3,500 feet, but we seem much lower than that. So I can't remember the elevation. Glide slope is moving. Slow her down to 150. Looks like that's going to be us right around there. Well, not right around there. I can't tell which one's the runway, which one's the taxiway. One thing I did want to do as well is move my head up. You can see we're sitting kind of low in this seat. So I don't think it'd really be cheating. Just moved up a little bit. Down to 140.
Flaps 22.
I'm not sure. Looks like we got 2 more notches of flaps. Reset my view real quick. Although I want to sit up a little bit. I'm just worried about our speed. I don't know what our landing speed should be. Put the gear down.
Gear down.
We're already below 2,500 feet from the ground.
Gear down and locked. Flaps 33.
Come on, girl. Getting kind of worried.
Flaps 42.
135. I'm really scared of getting any slower than that, to be quite honest. When we get a little more used to the plane, we'll have her figured out. Wonder if it'll give us the 1,000 foot warning. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and hook off the auto throttles. Obviously, if anything, I want to be a little fast. Not too fast.
1,000.
Alright, there we go. Autopilot's off. Speed feels like it's dropping a little too much. I feel like we're a little fast. Can't get lined up either. A little low.
$400.
Really struggling at getting there lined up, man.
200.
Now we're gonna get over to the left a little bit.
$100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Oh man. Oh, why are we over to the side? I can't, did we break something? For sure? Unreal. Wow. What in the world? I'll need to see the replay of that. I don't know why it said we came in so over to the side. It didn't feel that bad. I know Airhauler said we broke something, so obviously it was crap, but daggone. That was, it didn't seem like it was that bad. Wow. I didn't think it was going to be that bad. About had our right wing down on the ground. Oh, we might have had the right wing down on the ground. Oh my goodness, that was crazy. Alright, go ahead and hit up ground. Let's go over to parking.
International ground, Lockheed, November 503, Papa Alpha, request taxi to
The
parking.
parking brake down so I
Lockheed,
can handle
November
this.
503, Papa Alpha, taxi to general aviation parking via taxiway Alpha 5, Alpha 6, Bravo, Bravo 3.
Alright, acknowledge that.
Taxiing to
There's
general
a taxi.
aviation parking using taxiway
Alright.
Alpha 5, Alpha 6,
Strobe
Bravo,
comes
Bravo
off,
3,
landing lights
Lockheed
come off.
3, Papa Alpha.
Okay, that was crazy. Alright, let's go park. It's UPS plane. That's where we should be, you know? Well, I mean, we're a cargo plane. Isn't that where we should be? I would think so. Kind of tempted to just go over there. I mean, I guess it's their area, but I mean, we're a cargo plane. Where are you going to take us? We'll check here in a second. See where they are going to take us. There's not really anywhere to park over there. They got 2 planes, and this is pretty much all this is. This plane feels like it rocks way over to the side every time we turn.
Ground, Southwest 34908, request taxi to the gate. Southwest 34908, taxi to gate Bravo 34 via taxiway Charlie 8 Delta.
Man, this is where they have me parked.
Bravo 34 via taxiway Charlie 8 Delta. Southwest 34908.
I've brought the Pilatus PC-12 and I think the Grand Caravan. Well, I guess that's not where they have me parked. They have me parked over here, near here, though. The Beechcraft area. Oh, man. I really can't wait to see the landing. That's going to be crazy. You guys don't have to destroy me too much. I guess I haven't flown this plane in a year. So I'm sure there's going to be some people saying how bad that was. It was bad. I don't think it really matters. There's no parking area like lines or anything, so I don't think we have to be too exact of where we're going to be. Who cares if it's over to the left a little bit? Alright, we'll stop right here. By the way, that's AccuFuel with the sounds of the brakes and everything. Alright. And with that, let's see. Get the taxi light off. I guess we should probably turn the APU on. Make it a little bit easier for me to do the replay. By the way, we have tons of fuel left. I'll show you that in a second. Like, it didn't use much fuel at all. Start her up and get the bleed on here. Alright, looks like that's going. So turn over to the APU here. Or is it not going? There it is. Yeah, let's see. I'll go down here. Progress. So we have 25 left. Are you kidding me? That's a lot. We didn't use that much fuel. So I guess in the next one we'll have to remember we don't need that much fuel. Alright. Shut off the engines. I guess those are already off. Position come off, anti-collision is off. Pretty much everything is going to be off now. The air hauler says that's good, and that's what's mainly important. So we can go over and get paid. Alright. You can got the FSX wind and everything in the background. It's only 2%, so I guess it wasn't as bad as... I said we positively we broke something or whatever. So we have 734, and I said to put what 300 or 400 extra in there, and we did fly around for a little bit, so I guess it wasn't too bad. Hopefully we made money. I was paid over 500 grand, so I can't imagine 2%. Well, I guess in a big plane like this, it could be that expensive. Come on, air hauler. I got things to do. I need to go check stuff out. Why are you so slow? Thank you. Feels like it gets slower every day. There's the L-1011. Let's see how much it costs to repair. Oh, man. It's like, how much did we get paid? Although, then kick in the fuel, we might have just broken even. 99.38. Still trying to come back from that forever. Oh no, we got 503, so we lost money. Daggone it. It's our first flight in it, though, in a year. I can't be that mad. And there's nothing in Kansas City. Like, I really want to put a base there. Especially in Air Hauler 2, for sure. I'll use that scenery. I hate to get rid of Wichita. There's something about Wichita that I really, really like. I really like flying there. And because Kansas City, I'm thinking, is right over in here. I can't remember exactly where, but it's not that far away. I didn't realize Memphis was that close as well. I really don't like Memphis. There's something about Memphis, that airport, that I really don't like. We could actually take that one out in Air Hauler 2, but I think it's actually a little bit closer to Wichita here. But anyway, well, we've got this thing flying, though. That's the important thing. I couldn't deal with the fuel for the longest time, and that DLC, man, that direct lift control is just so terrible. Somebody told me how to turn it off, and thank you for that, because we got that off. That makes it so much easier. But, well, that's going to be it, everybody. I hope you all did enjoy this episode, and I'll catch you guys on the next flight.
500. 400. 300. Minimums. 200. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.